Hello, beautiful people, tribe of many colors. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. How have you been handling the changes, the shifts, the anxiety, sleepless nights, sinus problems, night sweats? There's so much going on. There's so much changing, so much energy that's being exchanged between all of us. It's very, very interesting. It's a unique experience to actually feel yourself evolving. And it's not always pretty. There's a lot of this process that can be frustrating, especially the emotional highs and lows. The feeling so connected one moment, and then maybe in another moment you feel like you're just so far away, or you're very, very active, 1 minute, and then the next minute you have to just take this tremendous amount of rest and break and truly put a lot of energy into focusing and multitasking, right? And taking care of self, right? Really prioritizing yourself in these energies, because unless you are taken care of, the responsibilities we have can become heavy. It can weigh heavily on the spirit when you have so much to do for others, and all you really wanted to do that day was take care of yourself, right? So we have to make sure that we can prioritize ourselves in these moments, because when you're fully awakened to your own process of evolution, you start to feel so much. There's so much energy you start to feel, and so many things you remember, and so much awareness and wisdom, and the ancestors showing up for you, and the animals showing up for you, and whoever else you connect with on a spiritual level. A lot of energy starts showing up to assist in this moment. And sometimes, the energy can roll with us as we go through our day and do our tasks, and sometimes we have to sit still and connect with the more subtle energies and the more subtle wisdoms and the more subtle parts of this experience. And I hope that we're all able to have that moment, create that moment and that space to interact with the deeper parts within self, right? Because you can externalize and create and create and create. And sometimes to go further in that creative energy, we need to go within and spend time there in this stillness, so that when we come forward into the more hyper energy and the more active energy, we are able to stabilize it, right? So it doesn't kind of giddy up and get away from us and create anxiety with all the different shifts that are occurring. Because if you can feel this going on right now, there's a tremendous amount of change coming, and change can stir anxiety for a lot of people. So while some of us might be going through this change and this shift, fully understanding what's going on, we have to remember there are some that they don't have any idea what's going on, and the entire world for them feels like it's just shifting under their feet. So it's going to be very important for those of us who can stabilize energy, right? To work on stabilizing it within self, so that as we go out and engage with others, we are the anchors that can help to stabilize where we are. There's a reason we're in every position we're in. There's a reason you're in the family you're in the environment, the neighborhood, the school, the job, the relationship. Because when this plan unfolds completely, right? When this plan unfolds completely and we fully stand in the remembered purpose that we have, we're going to understand exactly why we were placed in the environment that we were. It's going to all make sense. All this craziness, all this seeming chaos, just the hardships of being, and all the things we had to endure and continue to endure, even when it doesn't feel pleasant. We're going to fully remember and become awakened into the memory of why we had those burdens. Because we're going to become such amazing stabilizers for the rest of humanity, right? Imagine being the anchor point for all this energy to just swirl around and become what it's going to become, and we help to keep it in the intended spiral. When we can ground the energy into that intended spiral so it becomes what it's supposed to become. There's a reason all the atoms have a bond, right? And all the molecules bond to create the things that they do. They don't take that formation without the stabilizers being very strong. So for those of us that can ground a tremendous amount of energy, we need to continue to do that. We need to become proficient with that. We need to engage in that often. Don't turn down opportunities to become what you're supposed to become. Take advantage of every opportunity presented to you to step into your evolution, even if it creates anxiety or fears. These are things we have to face, right? We have to face these things to get to the other side of this humanness. There is no evolving into a different level of existence without first going through the things that will block us from getting there. So the more we face our fears within self, the more we stabilize and ground the energy available to us. And that's how much influence we will then have on all of this moving in the direction it's supposed to move. And sorry, that's my dog. And us becoming the greatest manifestation we've ever seen. Right? We're all manifesting this life together. And as a collective, we have said certain things need to break down, be restructured, begin again in a different way with a foundation that will allow it to last for ages, right? So we have to lay the foundation for all things with love, compassion, respect, fairness, equality, recognizing that we are all a part of us building this new paradigm, this new way of being. We're all responsible for that with everything we think, say, and do. So with that grand idea and knowing, being there, our only responsibility is to develop that within self. Then that expands to our relationships, our families, and then it spreads throughout the community. But the energy to create and lay the foundation with that higher way of thinking, higher way of being, that starts with us understanding that within self. And from there, this journey becomes something absolutely amazing. I've had some visions of a future that is so beautiful, so peaceful, so loving that, I don't even entertain the energy that tells me that's not possible. I know it's possible. I've seen it. So take care of yourself. Let's use this energy to continue to love and dream and create and imagine and rest, and to bring the best of us forward into everything we do. Show up with integrity. Show up with love. Show up with a sense of peace within yourself to every situation. And that reverberates and affects this grand design, in an unimaginable way. So just continue to be yourself. Continue to love yourself. I love you. You are loved, 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 always appreciated for showing up and being here and continuing to give your effort to this amazing creation. And I can't wait to see what we do as these changes unfold and we begin to empower ourselves and each other in a greater way. So thank you for being here. I love you. Take care. Bye.